Hello, welcome to class 12 Business Studies, chapter 11 Marketing Explanation, part 9. Now let us start with the physical distributions. So under this there are 4 points. Number 1, order processing. Number 2, transportation. Number 3, warehousing. And number 4, inventory. Now let us go in detail. Order processing means the time and steps which are involved between taking orders from customers and delivery of goods as per the order. Like usually when we make an online order, so we give a particular address, a permanent address where we can receive the goods in a convenient manner. Okay, so generally the order processing involves steps like order placement, like how we do. I hope you all must have done online shopping. So the steps which are involved are like order placement to salesman, order transmission by salesman to company, credit chart of customers by the company, inventory and production schedule situations checked by the company, and delivery of goods as per the order, etc. So so order processing means the steps which are involved in placing the order. So there is direct relationship between the time taken in order processing and satisfaction of the customers. Obviously these are all done to satisfy our needs. So fast order processing gives more satisfactions to customers, but this involves cost of maintaining sufficient inventory. Obviously whatever we make an order, if it delivers at a convenient time, so obviously it gives more satisfaction to the customers. And companies are now looking forward for information technology based system of order processing to make it fast and satisfy its customer. So these days the online banking, and not only that, online shopping also has made the life of the people very convenient. You can purchase goods, you can order goods by staying at home and not going out. So this is best during the pandemic situations like COVID-19, the one which is going on at the moment. The second is the transportation. That's the transportation, that you all must be very clear about it. Transportation means physical movement of goods from one place to another, or you can say from a place of production to the place where they are required, or the destinations. So transportation adds value to the goods by moving them to place where these are required. Like for example, tea plantation is done in Darjeeling, Assam, Gantok, etc. But these are transported all over the country, and the value of tea is much higher in other parts of the country. Yes, as compared to the place of production. So transportation adds value to product, but transportation involves cost, so it must be seen that the value added to product by transportation must be higher than the cost of transportation. So I hope you all must have seen they do like transportation charge are added. So because of all these things, because all these things, that is why it adds value to a product. So there are various means of transportations available, that is via railways, road transportation, air transportation, pipeline, water transport, etc., and many more. So each mode has its own advantages as well as disadvantages also. So these modes are evaluated and compared on the basis of the speed, frequency, flexibility, cost, availability, etc. So and the best suited mode is selected by the company so that the goods reaches its destinations in a proper manner. And the third is warehousing. So you all must be aware of what is warehousing, since class 11 you have studied about it. So whatever is produced is not sold off immediately. Whatever the product has been manufactured, they are not sold immediately, because because of every company needs to store the finished goods until they are sold in the market. So warehousing is a place where goods are stored for a longer period of time. So storage of goods is necessary because there are some goods like crops are seasonal in production, but they are demanded throughout the year. So they have to be stored for supply throughout the year. So that is why warehousing is necessary, and they maintain a certain temperature so that those crops don't get spoiled. So some goods are produced throughout the year but are demanded in a particular seasons only. So these are also stored during off seasons till the demand comes. So to maintain the balance in the market so that the business runs smoothly, and so that the customers don't get disappointed. So these are also stored during off season till the demand comes. For example, like I said earlier, like for example woolen clothes, ACs, etc., all these are seasonal goods. So maintaining the stock in the warehousing involves cost, whether company has its own warehouse or used hired ones like rental. So firm must compare the cost involved in using the warehousing and benefits which company gets and try to create a balance between the both. And the fourth is inventory. So that is the last point. Inventory refers to maintenance of stock of goods. In the inventory needs to be maintained so that the goods can be supplied whenever they are demanded, so that there is no shortage and the breaking of the supply. So if the supply of the goods get delayed or it's broken, then the customers will feel that the trust between the goods and the customers will not get along. So there is more chances of switching the product of another company, so that they don't uh, and they don't want to disappoint the customers. So that is why inventory is necessary and plays a very important role. So the proper inventory maintenance ensures that the product availability, but inventory also involves cost. So this includes cost of capital, blocked in, and risk of price fluctuations. So the firm must weigh the benefits of inventory and the cost involved, and accordingly the optimum level of inventory should be maintained, so there is no breaking of the supply of the goods, so that they should be able to fulfill the demand made by the customers and give them more satisfactions. Now the next is the fourth element of marketing mix, the last point, that is promotion. So I've already given you the explanation of promotion. It is one of the element of marketing mix which are concerned with the activities which are undertaken to communicate with the customers and distribution channel to enhance the sales of the firm. And it mainly aims at informing and persuading the customers to buy the product and giving them more informations about the advantages or the merits of the product. So the promotion mix refers to all the decisions which are related to promotion of sales of product services, and it is one of the most important decision of promotion makes, which are selecting advertising media, the best advertising media, and selecting of promotional techniques using of publicity measures and public relations. So under this there are about 4 points in a promotion. They are advertising, personal selling, sales promotion, and public relationship. And firstly, let us start with the advertising. Let us start with the first point, that is advertising. So advertising can be defined as the paid form of non-personal presentation and promotion of ideas, goods, or services by an unidentified sponsor. And it is an impersonal presentations where a standards or common message regarding the merits, the price, and the availability of the products or services are given by the producers or marketers. The advertisement builds pull effects. As advertising, it tries to pull the product by directly appealing to customers to buy it. So generally we come across hundreds of advertising messages every day, which tells us about the various products such as toilet soaps, detergent powders, soft drinks, edibles, essential items, the commodities, and services such as hotels, insurance policies, bankings, etc. So advertisement is one of the most commonly used tool to promote the goods or to and giving them more informations about a product. And it is an impersonal form of communications which is paid for by the marketers or the sponsors, like I already told you earlier, to promote their goods and services. So the most common modes of advertising are the newspapers, magazines, televisions, radios, the social medias, etc. So the important distinguishing features of advertisement are as follows. So there are three like there are three features, okay, and they are paid form, impersonality, and paid identified means sponsor. The sponsor has to pay for advertising as he has to bear a cost of communicate with the customers. And the second is impersonality, means there is no face-to-face contact between the customers and the advertiser. It creates a monologue, means speech by one person only and not a dialogue. And third is identified sponsor. Identified sponsor means advertisement is given by an identified company or firm or individual. So these were the three distinct features of advertising. Next is the features or advantages of advertising, and there are 4 points. Number 1, mass research. 2, enhancing customer satisfaction and confidence. 3, expressiveness, and the fourth is the economy. Now let us go in detail. The first is mass reach, which means advertising can reach a large market through various media of advertising. There is benefit of mass reach. For example, any message given on All India Radio, which is heard and listened by everyone, or television, which can reach in different corners of the country with different languages available, wherever TV and radio network is available. So it reaches to a large market. And the second is enhancing customer satisfaction and confidence, means customers can feel more assured, can like trust more on the product about quality, and feel more comfortable if the sponsor claims this benefits in advertising. So it manipulates the brain of the customers, so they feel it more assured. And the third is expressiveness, means advertising provides enough opportunities to marketers to dramatize the message with the help of drawing visually, uh, with the help of drawings, the colors, pictures, music, dance, which attracts the customers, which they can easily express the use of the product through various techniques, and can add multimedia effects also. So all these things are shown in the televisions after every short break of any TV programs, whether it's in televisions or while watching YouTubes or in the social medias. You see a lot of breaks in between while watching any videos, where they show the uses of the products in the form of drawing, singing, dancing, music, pictures, colors, so that it attracts the customers and make them remember about the new product launched in the market. And the fourth is the economy. So under the economy, it always felt that advertising increases the cost of product or services, but advertising is considered as economical as compared to the promotional techniques, because it reaches the masses, and if we calculate cost per customers, it is very low or nominal. So advertising is a very economical, we can say that advertising is a very economical mode of communications if a large number of people are to be reached. Because of its wider reach, the overall cost of the advertising gets spread over numerous communication links established. So this was the advantages or the features of advertising. And the next is the limitations or demerits of advertising. Under this, there are about 4 points. Number 1, less forceful. 2, lack of feedback. 3, inflexibility. And number 4, the last point, is low effectiveness. Now let's see what does the disadvantages or the limitations has to say about the advertising. So the following are the major limitations or demerits of advertising as a tool of promotion. First one is less forceful. It says less forceful because advertise is a one-way communications, so it is less forceful than the personal selling, because there is no compulsion on the prospects to pay attention to the message. It's up to the customers whether they watch the advertisement or not, but their duty is to give the information. So that is one disadvantage. Number 2, lack of feedback. The overall evaluations of the effectiveness of advertising message is very difficult. It is one of the most complicated way of doing the job, as there is no immediate and accurate feedback mechanism of the message that is delivered. So the third is inflexibility. So advertisement is less flexible, as the message is standardized and is not tailor made to the requirements of the different customer group. So that is why advertisement is less flexible. And the fourth is low effectiveness, as the volume of the advertising is getting more and more expanded, as it is becoming difficult to make advertising message heard by the target prospects. So there is affecting the effectiveness of the advertising. So these are the things which is making less effective in doing the work. So that is why advertisements are getting more and more expanded day by day. So it becomes difficult to make advertising messages which are heard by the target prospects. So with this, we have finished with the limitations or demerits or disadvantages of advertising.